Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, Shrimpy People. Today, I want to check out a tank that I haven't done yet. Because I don't want to do the same tanks over and over. I have over 30 tanks of different shrimp, so I'm going to start showing you different shrimp. And today, these are called Black Rose. They're a Neocaridina. They like harder water, a higher pH. Yeah, I keep them like 7.4, 7.6, somewhere in there. The TDS that they're in right now is a 154. You could take it up a lot higher. I mean, I'm not going to say that you could go into 3, 4, 500s because I don't keep my shrimp that high, but they say, I mean, people have it there, so it's proven, but I haven't proven it, so I'm not saying that you can. But you could keep them, I've kept them 250, in between water changes and stuff, so you could do all that. This tank has some dragonstone in it. It's got, of course, moss because I love moss, and it's got leaf, Indian almond leaf. It's got cholla wood. It's got some I'll have to remember that. I'm not going to show it to you. I need to remember it first. But so it's got a floating plant that it can grow in the substrate or grow on top. I usually choose to float it. It is not people, not pile of moss. I'll think of it. I'm not showing it till I tell you. But the substrate in this tank is it's Aqueon, or no, this is the samurai soil. The Aqueon is larger balls, and I guess I'll drop some little tab of mucha food in here. They should go pretty crazy over it. Let's see how good they do with this. But yeah, so I wanted to show you guys a shrimp that really doesn't get a lot of playtime on the videos because it's, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. It's a very pretty shrimp. I mean, I have extreme black King Kongs that are all black, and they're really super shiny and stuff, and these are really nice. I just fed a little bit ago, so we'll see if they come over. I'm sure they will. They're little piggies like all of them. So Neocaridina, boy, they'll eat forever. But I don't know if these guys are a huge fan of this mucha food. Some are, some aren't. But most Neos will eat. You could put a trash can in the tank and they'll eat it. So they're probably going to make me look like a liar. But maybe we'll get some in there. But I could show you enough. But like I said, I just fed them, so I mean it's no big deal. But I could scoot this over until they come and get on that pad. So let's do that. I don't want to bore you guys. We'll come back to that. Here's another one that I don't talk about much, and these are blue sapphires. I got these for sale, of course. I sell everything that I breed. But the sapphire in this, they get dark. Some will get, like a black to blue, so dark. But I have a tank with the blue ones in it. I'm calling them out, trying to get this blue like you see right in front. But it's kind of like these are called blue diamond sapphires. Well, I have blue diamonds, and they get completely black at times, but they're more of a patchy black. they're blue with patches on them. Some will look like a blue carbon really, but it's that diamond, the black. That's where that's what it means when it says the diamond part. So these are blue diamond sapphires. So the blue is more just like a sapphire ring, a gem. It's my birthstone. So they'll be blue like that. They're not Apache shrimp, like the blue diamonds are. At least mine aren't. Okay, the black roses are coming over to eat. So let me, I'm not going to go over there just yet. I want to show you guys these more. I just have to tilt it a little bit. Bring you down. Let's see that one in the back there. He's a blue one. Say, it looks like that's a female, but that blue. So, like that one back there's got a back strap, blue back strap. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom this in, yo. But yeah, they got a blue back strap. They're really pretty. But, some will get that dark. I mean, look at the blue is so dark that it looks like a black. It's shiny. I mean, it's really high grade, high gloss. Look at it. There's just... And look, when they go up and flip over, you can see the blue. I mean, the blue is there. But they're like one of my... Well... Other than the blue diamond, I have blue carbon realies too. But, those have like the blue dream centers to them. Or blue jelly some, but usually it's the blue dream. The blue diamond is like the blue dream with the black on them. They could have a black head, a big black spot on their body, all black diamond. So there is slight differences. It just depends on what you want, what you're looking for. But a blue diamond will throw a carbon really, a blue carbon really. They'll throw blue dreams, a color. But see, that's, with my Neocaridina, I don't, if they throw a shrimp and it looks like a shrimp, a certain color, it doesn't go in that tank. I don't ever mix my shrimp. Because I'm always afraid if I put, let's say a blue diamond has a blue dream. Well, it has blue diamond genes. So if I put it in a blue dream tank, it could literally wipe out a whole tank and make them all look like blue diamonds. So I don't ever mix my shrimp like that. Now, Caridina, yeah, okay, because they don't have... what they make is actually what I look for. Those are nice colors. But for some reason, that little spot on the glass, I just noticed that. I'm very sorry, is that blurry spot. But, oops, don't like that. Don't like that. Let me scoot it in a little more. It was perfect. Now it's trying to focus on something else. There we go. A little darker. But yeah, so this tank, I just fed them all before I did the video. I don't know why. Plus, I wanted to get a video, and we were sledding today. If you guys see that video that I put up, that was like 2 minutes long. Luke's first day out sledding. Yeah, I wanted to, get a video in so you guys could see some shrimp today. But what you're seeing is what they're eating is bug bites. That's what the crushed up stuff all over the leaf is. Like I told you, I crushed it up to a powder and just let it float everywhere in the tank. So everyone, no matter where they're at, can eat. They don't have to come to a tray and all fight and hoard and, get shoved around and pushed around and stuff. And the little itty bitty guys, let me pull this back some or just pan it down a little. But those little ones right there are like newborns. I mean, they're not even, I'd say they're 1/8 of an inch long. I have my macro lens on, so that's why they look bigger. But you see like seed shrimp and everything, it's, the macro lens is crazy. This thing's sweet. But, okay, so I want you guys to see that so we can scoot back to the black rose. They're starting to eat that pad, so I just want you guys to see a little bit of this so these guys can get some TV time. Now these things, you do have to call for a long time there. I didn't do any calling, but then as it went on, it's get a little lighter black. It's like a watered down black. Some people call it a brown. But like that one in front right there, it's got the clear tail, the clear shrimp and stuff. Those would be called out. So you gotta, the thing is that, it's a black shrimp. Let me turn this a little, get better lighting. It's a black shrimp, so it's really hard. I mean, I have this macro lens on here and you can really see, but if like I'm looking right now, and the little one to the left of the pad, that one in the front on the left bottom, I can tell he's light, but he's a baby. He's about 3/8 of an inch. But, there's some swimming around that aren't solid black, but they're babies. But without this macro lens, like that big one on the bottom, all the way to the left, you can see the spotches in his, in the back of him there, in his body. That isn't, a really high grade. But, like I said, sitting here, I mean, I really have to strain. I could see that the back of his tail is a little light, but, there's a couple of them in there. It's just, culling black ones, they're hard because it's so inky. The black is like ink in your pen. But as you see at one toward the bottom all the way to the right, it's like really light, like a brown. That's what it is. It's like a watered down black, or just something that hasn't reached that high caliber black. But look at them. I mean, the shrimp, the black one, I mean, they're just as shiny. Look at that top one all the way in the center at the top, the female. Look at the round disc on her side there showing you that she's a female, because that's where she spreads out and has the babies. Her stomach holds them there. But yeah, I mean, you can call them all day long, and I mean, it'll take you some time. It's not hard, but like I said, with this lens, you can call super good. I mean, it's not like you look at the tank and can't see one, because with my glasses on, I can see like two, maybe three, but that's what I'm saying. It's the coloring, and they're on a gray substrate, so they're not on black, which, I mean, you can put them on black, you see them all day long, but the thing is just have stuff in your tank that when they're on it, they stand out, they really stick out, like have green mosses, have the Indian almond leaves, have cholla wood, have the dragon stone, have ground growth, stuff that's grown, in your substrate, look like grass or what have you, because that way, when they're going around your tank, you can see them all day long. And it's not like, you're going to go, oh, I have black substrate, I'll never see them. Oh, you'll see them all day long. It's, you just have to, like, they're on stainless steel mesh. I'll slide it back and show you. It's one of my Fissidins that I sell. It's the Hooker Race. I don't think I'm saying that right, but I just cut down all my plants to make more, but I have it tied on there with a fishing line. See if I can back this up. I'm gonna have to squeeze it back down so it's not, the shot's not crappy, because I got the macro lens. So I cut that, or I cut the pieces, put it on there, tie it on with the fishing line, and now that stuff will start to grow. And the more you clip it, it starts to branch out, and it gets thick and bushy at the bottom. So this is what I keep in my tanks. I keep somewhere where they can hang out, get buried. The females aren't scared. I try to stay away from my tanks as much as possible, except when I'm feeding and doing water changes and stuff, because I don't care what anybody says. they spook. See, now backed up like this, even with the macro lens, you can see like the one dead center at the bottom could be culled, but you really can't tell. They all look really pretty, don't they? But I don't, I cull them the best that I can, so everyone gets, as black as possible. But now what? When you zoom it in, you might be able to see one that, hold on, let me move it. Let me back this up. So there we go. There we go. Look how pretty that is. How inky black they are. And right there, it looks, there's probably 10 shrimp right there, and they all look perfect. Super high grade, super shiny, not a blemish. They look great. But that's what I'm saying is, the possibilities, there are, one or two. You just have to stay on top of it. Because if not, then you're going to get males that mate with females that are really light, and it's just going to create an issue, because then you're going to start getting light babies. And so the best way that I find to cull a tank is drop the food in the front, but get it all the way to the front of the glass and break it, put like 2 or 3 pieces so they're not all in one huge pile. And you don't want massive pieces, you want, just enough to entice them to the front of the tank and keep them up there, a large amount of them. But you don't want to put in way too much food and then it breaks down and goes in your substrate and pollutes your water. You don't need a ton. But if you can get, let's say 50, 60 shrimp to the front, and you see out of those 50 shrimp, 3 that need culling, get the 3 out of there. And then, let's say, I don't know, 3 days later, a couple days, let's say you feed every other day like me, then come back on feeding day, drop another chunk of food toward the front, and, cull again. But here's the thing, like I said, use smaller pieces to get them toward the front. Then when you're done culling, if they're not pouncing on it with tons of them eating it, and that it's going to, be devoured and cleaned up, get rid of it. Reach in there with your net. See that one at the bottom? He can go, but he still looks super pretty, don't he? But reach in there with your net and scoop the food out. And then if you want to, if it's your feeding day, then crush up food, turn it to dust, and let it float everywhere in your tank. And feed them properly. But just use this to entice them to the front, because it's hard to chase them down with the net, and you don't want to stress them out. So if you come in real slow, and you can put the net down and just scoot it to them real slow, and they'll crawl right in the darn thing most of the time. So if you can get them to do that, then that's it. But I mean, look, I've seen there's a few. There's a handful of shrimp I could pull out of here. Maybe less, but, mostly what I'm seeing is young ones. Like the age that I would sell them, or that I would mail them, up into subadults. The young ones, some are lighter. There's a subadult there that has a lighter tail, and that's another thing. You put these on a black substrate, and the ones that are lighter, I'd bet quite a bit that they'll just turn solid black. I was done keeping them on white. I thought if I gave them a darker substrate, it would relax. Like that one in the front, that little baby. Yeah, I don't think he'll ever get. He's a but it is what it is. We'll get them in a tank, and let them have a great life. So, but I don't go picking at little shrimp like that either. That little shrimp ain't gonna do nothing. Can't do anything right now. It's too young. And it's hard. I don't go diving after shrimplets like that, because they're so small, and then you kind of gotta dig in and get them, and it stresses everybody out. So yeah, I don't do that. And so I just, wait a few more weeks till it gets a little bigger, and, he's more popping around, getting the food, here and there, and then it's easy just to stick the net in there and, hop in it and I scoop them out. Then I'm not stressing everybody else in the tank. That's the biggest goal I have is the least amount of stress, because when I send them to you, that's a lot of stress in itself. So I believe a big deal is taking them out of the tank slowly. Don't go in there and have them all jumping around and freaking them out. Because I believe it's nothing you can do when post office, chucks your box around, it gets kicked around. I don't care if you have 92 stickers on there that say live animals, fragile. Some people are mean; they'll just throw it because it says live animals. So, you just whatever you got to do to make sure that they live good and transport. And then, of course, you got to make sure that they do good in your tanks. You don't want them getting sick and all sorts of crap. Being stressed out. Not eating. Stuff like that. While we're here, I might as well see if I can scoop a couple of them guys out. Let me get a little water in my container here. My cat's cup here. I gotta get new ones of these. These things are so old. Almost can't even see through the darn things anymore. They're not even clear. I have a container. For if I put shrimp, if I collect shrimp, to leave it in the tank, it's full of holes, so I could take pictures, photos, and show people what they got coming to them. So see this little itty bitty guy over here on the side. That's what I'm saying. They're so small. He can go right through the metal grating. But that's what I'm saying. He's so small. It's not even worth trying. But see that shrimp? He's just sitting on the net. He doesn't feel any stress. He doesn't feel like he's going to be hurt. So even with my shaky hand, so he gets out. I bring this thing up real slow. Whammo, I got him. And I'll show you the catch cup when after I catch a couple. But this is how I do it. It's just real slow. I mean, that's the thing when you get into a hobby. Is it's just how you have to do things sometimes. All right, how's everybody looking on the food? Because it's hard to see. Like I said again, because they're black. Oh, what's this guy swimming across here? See, that's the thing. I think more than anything, I have ones that are light black more than I do brown. Like a lot of people get. Oh, here's one over here. I see. He looks more like an amber, not like a muddy color. Yeah, I mean it's pretty, but it's not black. But here he comes in front of the net. Oh yeah, let me see if I could do this. Bring him in. There he is. See his tail? He's not black, but he's I don't know what you'd call that. He just, it's like a coffee. There you go, coffee shrimp. But it's just not perfect. So, let me get him out of there. But that's what I'm saying. These shrimp that I'm pulling out, I mean, they're so minute and small right now that they wouldn't create any damage within the tank. Whatsoever. It's just, you have to call your tanks, because if not, they can get away from you, because, especially Neos, as fast as they grow, if you got healthy, if you have real healthy colonies of shrimp, then, let's see how this guy looks. Then they're going to, they'll grow fast, and when they grow fast, next thing you know, you're going to be like, where did all these... And seeing he's just a little light in the tail. He's not a bad shrimp, but he's just not, his grade isn't, like a triple S. He's more, I mean, I wouldn't even call him I mean, you could, like I said, put him on black substrate. I'll take these all up in my son's tank upstairs. Because they'll turn super black. But my son's tank upstairs isn't, he likes, we like, see this one here, this older one here. Let me get it and we'll see, and then if it's good, I'll let it go. But I don't think my hand moved and it scared it. There we go. You see, they pop up and they go right into the net. Then I went and moved it and he hopped out. Now he's back in the net. Now he's out. But they'll pop in and out, but you just don't. See, and that's another thing is you don't want to make their time in the net a bad thing, because then you go to net them again, they'll freak out. You'll never get them. You try to make it as comfortable as possible. I mean, it's really weird saying that. It's just a shrimp, but still. Did he get out? Nope, he's in there. But I just can't get to that down front. There he is. See, he's hiding. He don't want to be on camera. See, he's later in the tail also. But still, good shrimp. Just, he's not 110. He got to be 110%. Because look, if you call me and you say, hey, I would like some black rose, I'm going to send you the darkest ones I can. But, the thing is, like I said, if you put them on black substrate, they'll probably darken up more. But what if you don't have black substrate? What if, your choice is not to have black? Ooh, I thought he jumped in the net. I thought I got that lucky. See, and that's another thing I don't like doing is culling shrimp when they're on my mosses like that. Because, I can tear them up. There he is. Come on down. Be on camera. See? Now, is that horrible? I mean, leave in the comments below if you were to order this, or if you were to order Black Rose off me. Let me see if I can get a better view of this and that. There we go. See, and like I said, I have my macro lens on, so if I squeeze that down, scoot this back up to the glass, I mean, you're more or less looking at a black shrimp, right? So yeah, leave in the comments below if that's something that you would be fine with getting if you ordered shrimp. But like I said, with the macro lens, I mean, Black Rose sell for like $8 a piece. People that import shrimp might sell them cheaper, but when I bought them, they were $8 a piece. That's what I'm saying. It's a pretty shrimp, but it's just not. I'm trying to get him to turn. I mean, he's not horrible. So he's really little. He's about a quarter inch, so he can stay. So like I said, it's a hard pick in this tank because they're black, and black is beautiful and it looks incredible. But the thing is you just got to be patient. Okay, now we got another one walking in here. Let me see if I can get this bad boy. I think it's right there. Yep. Let's see this one. All right. See, now that one's not good. That's a half inch. That's a half-inch shrimp right there, and that does not look good. That's not acceptable in my book. So let's see if we can get this guy. Just to walk up. See, he just picking along. Get him to go up in the net, and there he is. Walked right up in the net. Bring him back this way. Bring him up slow. There it is. Got him. See, now I'll go put them upstairs on black substrate in my sun's tank, and he'll turn black 100%. But in here, you know, like I said, if you don't have black substrate, yeah, look at that moss. Oh, the Physidin, I mean. That's the Hookeris, Hookerace, I think. It's kind of like, it always makes me think of saying licorice. But all right, everybody. I just wanted to bring another color of shrimp to you and show you, you know, more of what we have at Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics. The quality, you know, see how our tanks are set up, see what we use. Because, you know, if it works for us, you know, we want it to work for you. You know, so, and, you know, it's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Plants are better than, I mean, mosses are better than plants. Due to the fact that, I mean, yeah, shrimp lake plants, they'll hang out, but that moss, holy crap. If you got a, let's say, a tank that's not breeding, your shrimp ain't really doing much, and you're not overrun by males, throw a ball of moss in there, pull it apart a little bit with your fingers, you know, so the water flow can go in it, because moss likes water flow. It likes it a lot. It will grow fast if it's got a decent light. Doesn't have to be anything expensive, but if you have it pulled apart so water can go through it and move it around, it just thrives. That's a big secret. You can't just moss doesn't really respond well if you just throw it. You know, like when you buy it, they'll send you a golf ball size. If you ball it up and throw it in there, I've seen people do that and their moss dies. So when you get the moss, fluff it up. Kind of like a cotton ball. Don't pull it apart to where it's all busting and everything. Just stick it in the water, fluff it up, get it to open up, and then let it just fall where it wants to fall. I mean, you could put it in the area that you want, but however it rolls over or whatever and sits, then that's the side you want it to sit on. And then when you stick it in there, leave it alone. Walk away, leave it alone. Don't mess with it. And then after a little while, it'll start to eat what's in your water column, and it'll start to take off. You'll start to see all the little sprouts starting. So, but if you mess around with it, roll it around, you know, all sorts of stuff like that, you're not gonna have as good of luck as if you left it alone. Okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the Black Rose shrimp here at Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics. If you got any questions, comments, please leave them down in the comments. And if we can help you out in any way whatsoever, just drop us a message us, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And we'll try to take care of all your shrimpy dreams. So if this is the first time that you're watching our channel, please hit subscribe. Hit the bell icon, so that you get all the notifications when we have videos. And we want to say thank you to everyone that's been, all the new subscribers that have been subscribing. I've seen got some new ones today. Very happy. Thank you, everybody. We enjoy it very much, and I'll keep it up on my side. Keep trying to bring you real informative, cool stuff every day. And you guys keep it up on your side and keep hitting that subscription button. And keep watching our videos. Hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Stay shrimpy.